Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Castinetti. I'm here today with Siobhan Weber of Castinetti Realty. So I think the biggest question is, who are we? Why the hell are we doing this? And what's this podcast all about? So as you'll see by our fancy name, it's called the REL, Real Talk Podcast. And it's going to be all about real estate, community connections, the people that make up real estate, what's going on in the market. But we're going to go a little deeper into that as far as how to become a real estate agent. What are the steps? What are the pros and cons? People look at real estate agents as, you guys have the easiest job in the world. We will tell you the good, bad, and the ugly, that's for sure. I think my biggest motivation to start this podcast is every week I get questions. What's going on in the market? How do I become an agent? What's the first step? How do I find an office? How do I find an agent? So here we're going to take in questions from our viewers every week. We're going to answer them. We're going to bring in industry professionals as far as other real estate agents from other companies. It's not just going to be, a team, my team here. We're going to bring in newbies, veterans, part-timers, full-timers. We're going to bring in home inspectors, mortgage brokers. Who else? Put you on the spot. So basically we're going to bring in every single person that comes into play when you're buying, selling, or working in this field. We're going to talk about who I am. We're going to be a little more in depth. We're going to talk about Siobhan. We're going to talk about everybody. In a nutshell, I've been an entrepreneur for over 25 years. So for me, real estate is such a perfect fit. I mean, I've been in it for 7 years. I wish I did it 25 years ago. But you definitely learn a lot along the way. So as far as real estate goes, when I was selling my last business, I said, oh my God, I'm 38 years old. And those of you that say, I'm almost 40, I can't do a career change. The hell you can't?
Yeah, we both did.
Exactly. 38 years old, I'm like, all right, so I'm selling my salons and I can't work 9 to 5. I've never worked 9 to 5 in my entire life. However, I do work 7 a.m. till 10 p.m., but it's on my terms. And that's one of the main reasons that I absolutely love real estate. I mean, I work 7 days a week, but I'm not at a desk. I don't have someone breathing down my throat, making me hit quotas, asking if I can take a pee break, any of that. Everything is on my terms. So 38, I said, you know what? I'm going to take this real estate test. Well, first I'm going to take the course, which, let me tell you, for the ADD brain like myself, sitting in a 40-hour class, and thank goodness for my professor, it was not an easy task, but we did it. Then you take the test, and basically we'll talk about where to take the test, what the test is like, how to prepare for the test, how to interview. I always tell people when they come interview at my company, I always say go to other brokerages and talk to the broker, talk to the owner, see where it's the best fit. Because when you work together in a company, it's like a relationship. If you're not comfortable where you are, then, honestly, I don't feel as if you're going to be successful. You need to build a solid foundation in this business to be successful. So we're going to bring in all these people to talk about their experience because everybody's different. We have people that have never had a job in their entire life come into real estate. We teach them how to build a solid foundation, how to build a network. And we talk about people that have been in sales for 30, 40, 50 years. So, I'll let Siobhan tell a little bit about her story, but, talk about a crazy shift. And you can talk about how we met too.
Yeah, so 38 might be the magic number, actually. I encourage all you 38-year-olds or 37, about to be 38-year-olds, to really re-examine your life. So I met Andrea when she was a brand new real estate agent. I didn't know that. I posted on the team page, or on the community pages, and I said, I'm new to town. Tell me, what's the best neighborhood to live in, and asked for realtor recommendations, and everyone just kept tagging this Andrea Castinetti person over and over and over again. I've since gotten very used to this phenomenon, but at the time I thought, oh wow, this Andrea person's really the one to meet. So we connected in her office as a brand new agent, and I said, I don't want to waste your time. I don't know when we're going to buy or if we're going to buy. We just moved to town. We're trying to get the lay of the land a little bit. And what she said to me, and at the time I was working corporate sales and marketing, which I'd been doing for over 20 years. And she said to me, I'm not in this, business to make a quick buck or, just help one client one time. I'm in this to build relationships. And that really spoke to me. So fast forward a year later, she helped me buy my house, and then a year after that, I decided I no longer wanted to live that corporate life. I didn't quite have to ask for breaks to pee, but definitely was looking for, a different challenge. And I've always loved, even when I wasn't on the hunt for my own house, I've always loved looking at homes and talking about them. And so I came to Andrea and I said, thinking about buying a business, actually. Didn't even
I remember the story well.
I said I'm looking at actually a toy store because they've already been in business. It's a proven P&L. I like the data. I can look at it and decide if it's a good investment. So I came in with my list of questions for Andrea as an entrepreneur, and I left with a real estate salesperson application and a card for a school to take that educational course.
What did I say? I may have sworn a few times
Maybe.
saying, are you friggin' crazy?
Yeah.
Why would you go
Why
into
would
this
you do
type
that?
of business when you have this world in front of you? Because
Right.
it is endless opportunities.
For such a low startup cost, too.
Right.
I mean, what we were talking about at the time, and of course retail, that would have been maybe
Forget
not
it.
the best
Forget
choice, right, in hindsight. Life gets you where you need to be sometimes. But she definitely convinced me to see the light, and I had always enjoyed working with you, obviously, anyway, as my realtor. And so the most important part for me, though, was after the exam. So, I did my 40-hour course, and, Andrea had already assured me I had a place to go after taking that course, so that was good. I knew where I was going to work. And then I passed my test, first time, yay, right? So excited. So I knew a lot of vocabulary. But I didn't know how to work in real estate.
Right.
And so, coming here and getting put to work, almost 5 years ago now,
Crazy.
is kind of wild to think about. Is kind of how it all started. And so excited to be on this journey and be part of this community more and more every day. And it's really important to me, to us, one of the reasons we're doing this together is because we want to give back to the community, and we want to connect with our peers, and we want to be part of something that is bigger than ourselves and help people get where they want to be in life. So we'll certainly do that with industry professionals. We will also talk about different buyers and sellers and investors, so that if you're a client or a customer potentially in the market, we'll give you some insider tips and tricks as well. Again, not just from our company, but from those industry professionals we'll invite on to talk about those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And we already have lists of questions because, we did a first-time home buyer seminar the other night, and, you forget when you've already purchased a home. It's so exciting, but you don't realize how many questions you actually have. And then I always say, please, for the love of God, do not go to Google. Because I've had clients go, well, Google said, okay, you're not even in the right state. And, you're getting 87 different answers, and then you have all these other third-party sites with random people just giving input that literally has no validity whatsoever. So you need to find a real estate professional that you can trust. And again, it's not just a real estate agent. So, mortgage brokers. Buying a home is probably, like I say to everybody, one of the biggest purchases anyone is ever going to make in their entire life, unless you happen to buy a yacht or a Lamborghini or who the hell knows what.
More power to you.
Exactly. So, you need to be as well informed as possible. And sometimes people are scared to reach out thinking, and I hear this all the time, I know you're busy. I don't want to waste your time. It's literally never a waste of time. I helped a guy last night. 8 o'clock at night, he's like, can you help me tell if my land is buildable? So we just had, a chit chat back and forth. He didn't even buy the house from me. This was, an agent a few years ago, and I just looked up some stuff and gave him, what was going on in town. He's like, this is the most I've ever learned about my property. What do I owe you? And that's not how we work. We're so open and we're so willing to help people. And our biggest thing is, yes, we do give back to the community. That's why this isn't just going to be a podcast throwing up real estate. I am not a stats person, for those that know me. One little side note, this is not going to be edited, so I will do my best to never swear. However, please don't get offended in advance if sometimes I may say swear. But, my big thing is no one's going to listen to us if we're stats. Now, I know there are those brains. That's why Siobhan will be on some of them to talk about the stats. But, I really like to showcase real people. You can ask them questions. You're going to learn from them direct. You're going to see what our days are like. I had one agent on my team say, I'd really love to follow you for a day. I go, okay. You may want to take 8 Xanax before you do that, and my day starts early. So you want to do that, go right ahead. But, we're going to have fun with this. And every week, we're going to showcase someone new, hopefully a couple people. But I think the most important part is learning what real estate encompasses, but also the other end with my nonprofit. So I run the Kindness Coalition of Massachusetts. It's a local nonprofit. We give back to the homeless, to people for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, DCF, basically anyone that's in need. They know that they can come to us. We help, no judgment, no questions, no nothing. If you need something, you reach out. So there's so many amazing, influential people that give back to the community, nonprofits, different events in town, different attractions. We want to showcase those people. I, especially as a small business owner, know how hard it is to get our mission out there. So the more people that you can have that support you, the better. I think that's literally from a small business or a nonprofit or anyone that's local and smaller per se. We go up against some of the big people that have much more branding power, money, marketing, advertising, and we do it organically, and we bust our asses day in and day out to do it, and that's what I want to help the other quote unquote little guys. We don't really consider other nonprofits little, but you know how it is. So the Kindness Coalition is near and dear to me. I started this along with my real estate brokerage. I had done charity work well before real estate, and literally would spend my last dollar on any endeavor that needed some help. So when I opened my brokerage, I said, all right, how do I encompass these two? How do I, mesh them together? So, ta-da, we came back with the tagline, giving back one sale at a time. So my mission is very simple here at CRG. After every sale, our agents donate a portion of their commission to a local charity in our client's name. And I have really learned about some amazing, amazing charities, and I've learned from so many of my clients, so many charities that are near and dear to their hearts. And I had one client that unfortunately lost her son in a drinking and driving accident. He was killed by a drunk driver. So MAD was her charity of choice, and every single month I donate to the charity in his name, and it just has so much more of an impact. And I really want it to be more than just a realtor. And again, there's nothing wrong with being just a realtor, but embedded in me is that charitable component to give back, to help people in need. We've all been down and out. We've all, had our struggles, and, to know someone is there unconditionally without judgment to help you, to me, I mean, that's priceless, and really, it's something that we pride ourselves on. So you will also see nonprofits, you'll see different people that make an impact in our community. If you have any suggestions for us, we would love, love, love your recommendations. Tag them in our posts, send them my way. But in a nutshell, we're going to come to you about a half an hour every week. We're going to showcase some local people. We're going to bring in tons of agents and industry professionals, and we're going to teach you about the market, about our lives. My dogs may make a cameo for those that really know me, because that would be the best part of this. Do you want to add anything else before we conclude today?
No, I would just say that, what drew me to Andrea's team in particular, and to real estate, is the goal of helping people, right? Being part of that biggest, financial transaction, but also it's a huge emotional transaction, and there's an art and a science and a balance to that, and a lot of people come together to make that happen, not just the real estate agent. So I'm excited to shed a little more light on what we do, get people excited. We're passionate. We could talk about real estate for a lot, and do a lot longer than a half an hour a week. So we're excited to invite you in on the journey.
Don't forget, we will be talking about the good, bad, and the ugly, because with any company, there is the good, bad, and the ugly. And, to spin off of that, I have agents that come in all the time, and they're all excited, and I say, listen, I'm not going to overpromise and underdeliver. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to be successful. Everything's going to be handed to you. You just have to do it. And you have to realize it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. But, for me, being in a bunch of different industries, I mean, the possibilities are so endless in real estate that, if you know the avenues and how to get there, which is what our goal is to show, whether you work with us or not, we'll teach you. I mean, to me, we're all on the same journey. I don't care what name is on your door. This is your business. You're self-employed being a realtor. I don't care if it's my name, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, whoever. You are self-employed, so you need to build yourself, and we'll teach you how to build yourself. So we look forward to hearing your questions, meeting some new people, and again, any recommendations, definitely send them our way. Thanks for tuning in to the Real Talk Podcast.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.